All right, so are you ready to jump into Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass?
Let's do it. I'm so excited to break down this first book.
Yeah, this is one of those books with a really, really devoted fan base.
Definitely.
So using this reader's blog review and a detailed synopsis, we're going to really go deep.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what's going on in this world.
Absolutely.
So are you ready?
I am.
Okay, let's start.
So we start off in the salt mines of Endovier, which is a brutal prison.
Right, just throwing us right in.
Yeah, exactly. Just right into it. And this is where we meet Celaena Sardothien.
Who's this?
She is Adarlan's most feared assassin, but now she's a slave.
Okay, so she's been captured.
Oh, really?
And she's been working in these mines.
For a year.
Okay, so a year she's been toiling away, and I'm guessing something happens to kinda...
Yeah, she finally touches a break.
Okay.
Captain Westfall.
Who's that?
He's the royal captain of the guard. He shows up with this unexpected offer.
Okay, an offer, you say?
Yeah, he offers her a chance to win back her freedom.
Okay, so what's the catch? What does she have to do?
So she has to compete against 23 other criminals and assassins.
Wow, okay, so a bunch of other really dangerous people
Exact.
to gain her freedom.
Yes, and the winner becomes the king's champion.
Okay, so she's got this choice. She can either stay in the salt mines and be a slave.
Yeah.
Or she can risk her life fighting all these other assassins and criminals to potentially gain freedom.
And serve the king.
But serve the king for how long?
4 years.
Okay, so it's not even immediate freedom.
No.
It's 4 years of servitude.
Exactly.
Wow, that's quite a choice.
Yeah, what would you choose?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, salt mines sound pretty terrible.
Right.
So I guess she probably takes the offer route.
She does. She agrees. And so she starts her journey to the king's glass castle.
Oh, a glass castle. Okay.
Yeah.
In Riffholt, which is the capital city.
Exactly. And she's not alone.
Okay, who goes with her?
Well, she's with Captain Westfall.
Oh, so the guy who kind of gave her this offer?
Exactly. He's all business.
Okay.
And then Prince Dorian.
Ooh, a prince.
He's the king's son.
Okay.
And he's much more charming, and he's very intrigued by Celaena.
Intrigued, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so already I can see where this might be going.
A little love triangle.
Yeah, maybe a little love triangle is brewing here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already getting those vibes.
You're right to think that as they travel, Celaena finds herself kind of drawn to both men.
Oh, so both of them are equally charming and interesting and strong and all those good things?
She finds them hard to resist.
Okay, so we're starting out with this really interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
There's this competition, but then also there's these two men who are adding another layer of complexity.
It's not just about winning her freedom now.
Right now, it's also about navigating these relationships and figuring out
exactly
who she's attracted to, who she trusts.
Exactly.
All right, so they reach Riffholt finally, and I'm guessing this is where the training begins.
Yeah. So she gets there, and it's not what she expects. She has these luxurious quarters in the castle.
So from a salt mine to luxury.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite the upgrade.
Right. But I bet it's not all fun and game.
No, her days are filled with grueling tests.
Okay, both mental and physical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She has to train with the other competitors, and all of them are vying for the king's attention.
Okay, so what kind of tests are they doing?
So there's combat skills, agility, strategy.
Okay, so really pushing them to their limits to see who's the best.
Exactly.
Okay, but there's got to be something more going on, right?
Yes, there is.
There's no way it's that simple.
It's not just physical prowess.
Okay, so what else is there?
Celaena starts to sense a dark presence within the castle walls.
Okay, so something creepy, something a little supernatural, maybe?
Yeah, it's getting mysterious castle vibes.
Yeah, okay.
And then she starts to uncover secrets about the castle's history.
Ooh, so it's a castle with a past.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's a bigger plot going on.
Okay, so it's not just about this competition. It's not just about these relationships. There's something else. Exactly.
Layered on top of all that.
Right.
And kind of to add on top of that, we also learn that magic has vanished from this world.
Yeah, it's forbidden and feared.
Okay, so what does that have to do with Celaena?
Well, it makes her past as an assassin even more intriguing.
Okay, so there's some mystery there about her abilities.
Right.
And how she became so skilled.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got this dangerous competition. We've got this creepy, mysterious castle.
Right.
We've got the hint of magic. We've got a possible love triangle. What happens next?
The first murder takes place.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's not just any murder. It's brutal.
Okay, so they're not messing around.
No, it's ritualistic.
Sends shockwaves through the castle.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
How does Celaena react?
Well, she's shaken, but she's also determined.
Right.
Like, it confirms her suspicions that something is really wrong.
Right. So it's more than just a competition.
It's like a deadly game.
With unknown rules and players.
Right.
Ooh, okay. So that's the end of the first act.
Yes.
The stakes have been raised.
Absolutely.
There's a murder that's happened. Celaena is starting to realize that this is more than she bargained for.
Definitely.
So where do we go from here?
That's where we'll pick up next time.
All right, so make sure you join us for the next part of this deep dive as we continue to uncover the mysteries of Throne of Glass.
So Celaena's investigation, it takes a turn when she meets this mysterious woman in the castle.
Okay, who's this?
Her name is Nehemia. She's a princess.
Okay, a princess of where?
From the neighboring kingdom of Aliolwil.
Okay, so a neighboring kingdom.
Exactly. And she's not just any princess.
Okay.
She can communicate with Celaena telepathically.
Oh, wow. Okay, so like mind reading.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they can talk to each other without even speaking.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And that's not all.
There's more.
Yeah, Nehemia reveals that Celaena actually has a connection to magic, too.
Oh, so she's not just a really skilled assassin.
No.
She's got some magical ability.
Exactly. But remember, magic is forbidden in this world.
All right, so this is a big deal.
It is.
Okay, so how does this change things for Celaena?
Well, it's a game changer.
Okay.
Nehemia becomes like a trusted confidante.
Right.
Someone Celaena can actually talk to about all this.
Right, because nobody else really knows about her past.
Exactly. And Nehemia helps Celaena understand her powers.
So kind of like a mentor in a way.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, so what about the competition? Does it still going on?
Oh, yeah, it's still happening.
Okay.
The remaining contestants, they're facing even more challenges.
Oh, so it's getting even harder.
Yeah, and even more deadly.
So it's not just tests anymore.
No, people are dying.
Okay, so the murders are still happening.
Yeah, the threat in the castle is getting worse.
So it's a race against time.
Definitely.
She's got to figure out who's behind the murders. She's
Yeah.
got to figure out what's going on with the castle.
Right, and win the competition.
And win the competition all at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, and what about Kale and Dorian?
Oh, things are heating up there, too.
Okay, so the love triangle is getting more complicated.
Yeah, her feelings for both of them, they just keep growing.
Okay, so she's torn between these two guys.
Right.
And it's probably making everything even more difficult.
Exactly.
All right, so give me the rundown what's happening with each guy.
Okay, so with Kale, Celaena finds a sense of stability.
Okay.
They have this shared respect for each other.
They both have these, like, kind of dark pasts.
Right.
So they can relate to each other.
Exactly. They train together, they spar, they share some intimate moments.
Okay, so it's getting pretty serious.
Yeah. And their bond is based on trust and admiration.
That sounds pretty solid.
It is.
Okay, what about Dorian?
Well, Dorian, being the prince, he showers Celaena with attention.
Spoiling her.
Yeah, exactly. And gifts.
Okay.
And he awakens this passion in her that she hasn't felt in a really long time.
Okay, so he brings out a different side of her.
Yeah, they have this playful banter.
Okay.
They spar intellectually.
So there's like an intellectual connection as well.
Yeah, and they just have this sense of adventure together.
Okay, so two very different guys, two very different relationships.
Right.
And she's right in the middle.
Exactly.
How does this affect the competition?
Well, both Kale and Dorian, they become really protective of Celaena.
Okay. Especially with all the murders happening.
Right, and they get drawn into the mystery of the castle.
So they're not just love interests, they're actually becoming part of the story.
Yeah, but they don't realize they're kind of being used.
Ooh, okay, so somebody's manipulating them.
Yeah, they're pawns in a bigger game.
All right, so let's recap. We've got a love triangle, a deadly competition, a castle full of secrets,
Right.
and this lost magic that Celaena is connected to. How does it all tie together?
So Celaena, she keeps investigating,
Okay.
and she figures out the truth about the murders.
Okay, who's behind it?
It's this creature.
Okay, a creature. What kind of creature are we talking?
It's called a Wyrdmark.
A Wyrdmark. Okay, I've never heard of that.
It's this powerful entity fueled by magic, and it can take control of people.
Like possess them.
Yeah, basically, and make them kill.
Oh, so that's how the murders are happening.
Exactly.
Okay, so the Wyrdmark is behind the murders, but who's controlling the Wyrdmark?
That's what Celaena has to find out.
Right. There's got to be someone pulling the string.
Yeah, so her investigation leads her deeper into the castle.
Okay, like secret tunnels, hidden chambers, that kind of thing.
Yeah, she finds ancient artifacts,
Okay.
rituals, clues about the king's true intentions.
Okay, so the king's involved somehow.
He is.
What's his deal?
He's obsessed with magic.
Okay, but magic's forbidden.
Right, but he wants to bring it back.
But why?
He thinks if he can control magic, he can control everything.
So he's power hungry.
Totally.
Okay, but how does he connect to the Wyrdmark and the murders?
Celaena finds this hidden chamber,
Okay.
and the king's been doing these dark rituals down there, trying to harness the Wyrdmark.
So he's the one controlling it.
He is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. He's using the Wyrdmark to get rid of the competition.
Oh, so he can control who wins?
Exactly.
So the whole competition is rigged?
It is.
Wow.
And when Celaena realizes this, she knows it's not just about her freedom anymore.
Right, it's about saving everyone.
Yeah. The whole kingdom is at stake.
Okay, so what does she do?
Well, she can't fight the king directly.
Right, he's too powerful.
So she comes up with a plan.
Okay, a plan to what?
Expose him
Okay.
and stop the Wyrdmark.
Okay, so it's a pretty big plan
It is.
and pretty dangerous.
Definitely.
So this is where things start to get really exciting.
Yeah, it's a battle of wits and strategy.
And probably some awesome fight scenes too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what are some of the things that happen?
Well, there's a crazy escape,
Okay.
a daring rescue mission,
Ooh.
and then the final showdown with the Wyrdmark.
Okay, so that's the climax.
Yeah, and we'll talk about all that in the next part.
Okay, so stay tuned for the epic conclusion of Throne of Glass. So last time we were talking about Celaena figuring out the king's plan.
Right, his obsession with magic.
Yeah, and how he's using the Wyrdmark to control everything. So what happens? How did she stop him?
Well, she knows she can't do it alone.
Right.
So she needs help.
Okay, so who does she turn to?
Well, Nehemia, of course.
Okay, the princess.
Yeah, she's been a great ally.
Right.
But then also someone pretty unexpected.
Okay, who?
Prince Dorian.
Wait, really? Prince
Yeah.
Dorian?
Yeah.
But I thought he was just kind of like a charming flirt.
Right, but remember how magic is outlawed?
Yeah.
Turns out it's in his bloodline, too.
Oh, wow. So he's like a secret magic user.
Yeah, he's been hiding it.
Out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so he decides to help Celaena,
He does.
even though it means going against his own father.
Yeah, he sees how dangerous his father is.
Right.
And he wants to do the right thing.
Okay, so they team up with Celaena.
Yeah, Nehemia and Dorian work to expose the king, while Celaena focuses on the Wyrdmark.
Okay, that makes sense. Divide and conquer.
Exactly.
But what about the king?
Well, he's so focused on the competition
Right.
that he underestimates them.
Oh, okay, so he thinks he's still in control.
Yeah, he doesn't realize they're a threat.
Until it's too late.
Hopefully.
Okay, so let's talk about Celaena and the Wyrdmark.
Okay, so she goes down into that hidden chamber.
Right, where the king was doing the rituals.
Yeah, and she's ready to fight.
Okay, so this is like the big showdown.
It is.
Is it a good fight?
Oh, yeah, it's intense.
Okay.
Celaena is pushed to her absolute limits.
Because the Wyrdmark is so powerful?
Yeah, it's pure darkness.
So how does she even stand a chance?
She has to dig deep.
Okay.
She has to embrace all parts of herself.
Okay, the assassin, the magic user.
Everything.
So it's not just about physical strength.
No, it's about willpower.
Okay.
About choosing not to be controlled.
By fear.
Exactly.
So does she win?
She does,
Yay.
but it's not easy.
Okay, what happens?
Nehemia sacrifices herself.
Oh no.
Yeah, to protect Celaena.
So sad.
Yeah, it's a huge loss.
And it allows Celaena to defeat the Wyrdmark.
Exactly.
Wow, so the king's plan is ruined.
It is.
But what about the king himself?
Well, Celaena, Dorian, and Kale, they make their move.
Okay.
They escape from the castle,
Okay.
and they expose the king's plot to everyone.
Does the people turn against him?
Yeah, they realize he's the real enemy.
So what happens to him?
He's killed.
By Celaena.
No, by Dorian.
Wow, his own son.
Yeah, it's a really powerful moment.
Yeah, I bet.
And it leaves Dorian to rule.
So he's the king now.
Yeah, a much better king, hopefully.
Right. Well, he can't be worse than his father.
I hope not.
Okay, so the kingdom is safe. The king is gone. What about Celaena?
Well, everyone's celebrating.
Right.
But she makes a decision.
Okay, what's that?
She decides to leave Rifthold.
Really? She doesn't stay?
No, she realizes her journey isn't over.
Okay, so even though she won the competition, she saved the kingdom. She still feels like there's more for her to do.
Exactly. She wants to learn more about magic.
Okay, about her powers.
Yeah, and about herself.
So she sets off on a new adventure.
She does.
Wow, what a great ending.
Right. It leaves you wanting more.
Yeah, Dev. Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive.
I agree.
I learned a lot about Throne of Glass.
Me too. It's such a complex world.
Yeah, with great characters
Definitely.
and lots of action.
Magic.
And magic. So if you're looking for a fantasy book with a strong female lead, definitely check this one out.
You won't regret it.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.